hundreds of people today phoned the ZBC and the BBC correspondent in Harare saying they sighted an unidentified flying object last night. We have some eyewitness reports.
It almost seemed to be under the clouds. As it came past, I noticed there's no noise, and that's when I thought, well, there's something very odd here.
Have you ever stood outside at night, looked up at the stars and wondered, are we really alone? Is there nothing else out there? Well, here's the thing. 1, the universe is insanely huge. Scientists estimate over 100 billion galaxies, each with billions of stars and planets. 2, in just our galaxy, the Milky Way, there might be around 40 billion Earth-like planets. 3, statistically speaking, the odds that Earth is the only planet with life? Close to 0. Sure, we haven't found solid, verified proof that aliens have been here. But today, I'm diving into one of the most credible, emotional, and mysterious alien encounters ever recorded. This is the story you need to hear. The Ariel School incident, Zimbabwe. It happened on September 16, 1994, in a small town called Ruwa, about 22 kilometers from Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe. At a quiet little private primary school named Ariel School, surrounded by bushes and small forest patches in a semi-rural area. It was 10 in the morning. Over 60 kids aged between 6 and 12 were out on their morning break, playing in the schoolyard. The teachers were all inside in a staff meeting, so the kids were only being watched by a couple of school assistants. And then, the kids saw a bright light and metallic flashes in the sky. Then came one, or maybe more, disc-shaped metal objects hovering low and slowly descending into the bushes, just about 100 meters from the school fence. A few minutes later, something wild happened. Little beings came out of the object. The kids described them like this: big, bald heads, huge, dark eyes, kind of like insect eyes, small and skinny bodies around 1 meter tall, wearing tight black suits, moving strangely, like they were floating or hopping. One of the beings started walking toward the kids, while the other stayed near the craft. Some of the kids were frozen in place, others were crying or totally shocked. Then, a few of them said they received messages, not through words or sound, but directly into their minds. The messages felt like warnings, that humans are damaging the Earth, that technology could destroy us if misused, that the environment is in serious danger, and that we need to live in balance with nature again. And then, the beings just left, leaving the kids scared, confused, and shaken. After that, the kids ran to tell the teachers what had happened. Word spread fast. It became a huge deal. 62 children were interviewed. Each of them was asked to draw what they saw. And the crazy part? Their drawings were shockingly consistent, showing a flying saucer, beings with big eyes and large heads, bushes and trees around the landing site. Many of the kids cried while talking about it. Some were visibly panicked, some were emotionally shaken, and yet, they stuck to their stories, even years later. One of them said, "I don't know what it was, but that being looked at me, and it felt like it put something in my mind, like how we're destroying the planet." Research and investigation. Cynthia Hind, African ufologist. She arrived at the location one day after the incident, interviewed the children in small groups, collected and archived drawings and audio recordings, reported that there were no major contradictions in the children's stories. And here are some actual clips from Cynthia Hind's interviews.
And then we saw something shiny, and we saw two people. They were in tight black suit, and they had big eyes. And we didn't actually see their nose, but it was quite small, and their mouth was quite small as well. One of them was running in slow motion up across the ship, and the other one was standing beside the ship.
Dr. John E. Mack, Harvard psychiatrist, a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School, and a Pulitzer Prize winner. He flew to Zimbabwe in November 1994 to conduct an in-depth investigation. He interviewed the children one-on-one to avoid any group influence or peer pressure. Here's what he found. The kids weren't hallucinating or making things up. They genuinely believed in what they saw and experienced. There were no signs of mental illness or overactive imagination. Dr. Mack considered this to be one of the strongest UFO cases in history because of how honest, emotional, and consistent the children were. I mean, how could so many kids describe the same thing in detail, with only minor differences like body size or color fading over time? Conclusion. The Ariel School incident remains one of the most well-documented, emotional, and mysterious cases of an alleged encounter with UFOs and extraterrestrial beings. To this day, there is no evidence that the children were lying. No rational explanation has ever fully accounted for what happened. It remains a mystery, sparking ongoing debates about UFOs, mass psychology, and phenomena beyond our understanding. So what really happened that morning in Zimbabwe? Were these just children with wild imaginations? Or did they truly witness something beyond this world? No official answers, no solid explanations, just the eyes of 62 children telling the same strange, haunting story, a story that still echoes more than 30 years later. Maybe, just maybe, they saw something we're not ready to understand. The truth is out there, waiting to be seen.
I didn't want to deal with it. Coming here and remembering all this stuff. So 20 years later,
we still have the same story.
I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I really don't.
It happened.
It taught me to never doubt myself. We're taught to believe as a society that, oh, only these things can happen because this is what it has been. But you have to have an open mind. This experience has taught me that.
If there was one experience I'd like to relive, it would be that particular experience, where that's led me to being who I am today.